Thursday, the 31st day of August 2023. Hello and welcome to the newspaper review on TAP TV. My name is Sophie John, your host for today. In case you're just joining us for the first time and you're wondering what we do on the newspaper review, it's a show where we get to look at stories making the front page of Nigerian newspaper. And I won't be doing this alone. I'm joined by Kosi. Kosi, how are you doing?
I'm good, I'm fine, I'm okay.
It's a really sad day today. We heard about the sad passing of the legendary part Taiwo Akinkunmi, the man that designed the
Very
Nigerian
sad,
flag.
very sad.
It was really a sad thing to hear. He died at 87 years.
And that's actually a celebration of life, but that man practically made my childhood funny because I remember I even composed a poem with his name. I remember then they'll be like, who is the person that designed Nigerian flag? I'll be like, Michael Taiwo Akinkunmi. I'm like, what's something? So it was quite a sad one that he died, but it's also a celebration of life. Living up to 87 is not easy. It's really not easy. So may his soul rest in peace.
Do you think he would have been disappointed with how the country had turned out? Did you think he ever had that moment where he looked
if
at
our ancestors have the right to, like, if it's within their power to stand up and and of course maybe put a plague on Nigeria, I think they will, because the way things are turning out it has been quite a very sad one and it's really disastrous.
Because if you look at our Nigerian flag each time, you notice the passion it took to design it. Our flag represents what our country stands for.
Which is that is like the opposite. Yeah, in terms of agriculture, the green represents rich in agriculture, right? And minerals, which is what Nigeria, but the way they exploit it and the way it's not being used as it's supposed to be.
Today.
Exactly. Everything is being centralized on the petroleum and not the agriculture. They're not defining it. And in terms of the white, which represents purity, I feel with the current situation Nigeria is, we are not pure. Because the whole constant killing and bloodshedding in the country is quite a very sad one there. So I feel, seriously, it's really a sad one. It's really a sad one.
All right, each time you look at the Nigerian flag, I want you to remember one very important figure, Michael Taiwo Akinkunmi, the man that designed that idea. Well, we'd like you to join this conversation. Follow us on all social media handles, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Very important. We're on Instagram, TAPTV_NG. We're on Twitter, TAPTV_NG. We are also on Facebook, TAP TV NG, and we are also on TikTok too, TAP TV_NG. So do well to follow us on all our social media platforms. All right, without no further ado, we'd like to head over to our first newspaper of today. We'll be looking at the Daily Trust newspaper. The Daily Trust is leading with a story, Gabon coup, contagious autocracy spreading in Africa, says Tinubu. MUROIC warns Nigerian military against emulating Gabonese army. Why we overthrown Bongo coupists. Coup deeply concerning, Commonwealth says. Make noise, I have been arrested. Bongo begs friends for help. Gabonese celebrate fall of Bongo's 53-year dynasty. You can read that up on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Nigerian flag designer Michael Akinkunmi dies at 87. That's on page 38 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Brain drain, Nigerian doctor earned 4,000 euros as wages in Gambia, Sierra Leone. That's according to the CMDS. And that's on page 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Rep fume as agency spends 81 billion naira to plant 21 million trees in the north. That's on page 5 of the newspaper. Man arrested for hacking 100-year-old father to death over 70,000 naira. That's on page 20 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Monthly revenue from Abuja Kaduna train service drops from 500 million naira to 1 million naira. That's according to the NRC. Sorry, let me take that again. Monthly revenue from Abuja Kaduna train service drops from 500 million naira to 1 million naira. That's according to the NRC. You can read that up on page 24 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And that's all we'll be taking on the Daily Trust newspaper. Kosi, I would like you to share your thoughts on the lead story, Gabon coup, contagious autocracy spreading in Africa, says Tinubu.
Firstly, I would like to say, I would like to ask, is African Union actually doing their best to restore the unity of African countries? Their sole aim is to, the sole aim of founding African Union was to consolidate Africa and then promote unity in among African states. But rather, the reverse was the case.
Okay.
Do they actually wield such power they claim to have wielded? Or they don't even have, they claim to have the right over African countries to sanction once the need arises. But with what is happening currently and since 2021, the reverse has been the case. It's as if they are just toothless bulldogs. The African Union was founded solely for African states to be united. But since 2021, there have been series of military rule, starting from Burkina Faso, Mali, Sudan, then Niger, the one that recently happened before this. The Niger own has been it has been a headache to the ECOWAS that have been trying to restore them into civilian rule, but to no avail. And coming out for us to witness this, which country rather is next? How are we going to tackle this military rule?
Yes.
Quite all right. Citizens, the reason for this military rule in most cases, because I've gone through their past history and I've seen that most of them, because of the unhappiness, because of because the civilian rule was characterized with a lot of insecurity, a lot of exploitation from most of their colonial masters, then a lot of bloodshedding, a lot of things, and most of them claim that they are practicing democracy, but it was actually the reverse of it. And in terms of the Niger that happened, when their ex-president, that is President Bazoum, was ostrated from the seat, they put him on house arrest, and most Nigerians came out in mass to rejoice. They were in support of the military coup. And this also happened now in Gabon. And immediately he was overthrown from the office, something happened. The Gabonese, they came out, they were saying, long live Gabon, long live our army. They were actually happy. They came out to their Libreville, that's their capital, came out in mass. They were happy that the 53 years rule of the Bango family, dynasty rather, came to an end. And during that time, it was like Gabon was under the shackles of autocratic governments. If they claim they are practicing democracy, it shouldn't be, the power shouldn't be vested on one family.
Yes.
Democracy, as they claim they are practicing, is the government of the people, by the people and for the people. Is the people have the right to elect the people that will represent them. And now they've ended it. Quite all right, people are happy. And I'll still ask, is military coup the right thing to do? Because I remember then in university days, a lecturer of mine said that the worst civilian rule is actually best than the best, is actually better than the best military rule.
Yes.
Tell me why. Something happened in Burkina Faso during the Niger crisis and all that. A very famous radio station came out to actually castigate the Nigerian military rule. And what did the person, what did their military, their general did? He had to suspend that radio station, which is wrong. In democracy, they gave you the rights, freedom of speech, freedom of movement, worship. But in military rule, that is a different thing. You understand? And I feel that, yeah, these people, the Gabonese might be happy now, but I still don't agree with them in terms of this military rule. And as the military rule is going around, it's contagious, because this was something that happened in 1990s, in 1960s, I mean to say, because during that time there was mass independence. Most countries were gaining their independence, say from Ghana, Egypt, Libya, a lot of them, they were gaining their independence, and it was passing from country to country, country to country. The ones that have gotten, we are helping others to get. And after the independence and all that, there was massive military rule among African countries. And this actually, it was as if it was contagious, going from country to country. You understand? Then, in terms of this one that is happening, this is something, just this 2023, three countries now have done their military rule. And I'm asking, will this actually affect Nigeria? Owing to the, judging to the fact that the recent presidential election they did, that's on 26th or 25th of February, it was characterized with massive rigging, massive violence, and some people were even scared coming out to vote. Some were even as you came out to vote, most of them were they weren't allowed to vote. They were intimidated, and most people feel it was because of the Muslim ticket.
Okay. And
I feel when people have been under the bondage of a particular government, they have the right to protest as long as it's peaceful.
I would like to take you back to the headline where the Muslim Union, right?
Yes, Muslim.
Came out to warn the Nigerian military against a proposed military coup. Does that mean that they are scared that there might be something like that in the country?
Not just them. Everybody is scared that maybe there will be military rule, military intervention in Nigeria, because owing to the fact that this, after the election, there was series of court proceedings where they had to petition by the petitions were presented by the Labour Party flag bearer, that's P2B, and then the PDP flag bearer, that's Atiku. They all came, they signed petition against the recent or the current ruling government, that's President Bola Tinubu. And now we are waiting their judgments. There's even popular something that I saw on Twitter. They said all eyes on the judiciary. Yeah. And as the tension is rising with this military rule and all that, possibility of Nigeria entering into military rule is high. But still, that shouldn't be the case. Like, that shouldn't even be an option, because no matter how bad the country is, we already have a lot of things on our plates. Yeah. Military intervention shouldn't be the case. Yeah. And them saying that most groups are saying that it's because of Muslim tickets. No, I feel it's not. As long as that government is good enough for Nigerian citizens, we have nothing against them, right? But ever since this current government entered, we've been experiencing a whole lot of things from, insecurity has been there, but it was as if it was on the increase. We experienced inflation. We have after the fuel subsidy and all that, it has been massive effect. It has caused massive effect on Nigerians, because a lot of people are now feeding from hand to mouth. You understand? And with what is happening, if the Nigerian government are not careful, the same thing that happened in Gabon will actually happen in Nigeria if they are not careful. So I'm encouraging the Nigerian government to at least, they should look at the most, the things that they are meant to do that will cushion the effect of this fuel subsidy. Because people are suffering. And with this, any government that comes in that promised Nigeria to rescue them from these shackles of poverty, shackles of insecurity from the Boko Haram they are fighting and all that, I feel they are going to go for it. So my advice to the government now is for them to put all hands should be on deck to get a permanent solution to this insecurity happening in Nigeria, to this hunger, inflation that is happening in Nigeria too. Because the price, imagine coming to a place you are entering 500, now is 700. Going to another states is like get 10,000, 20,000 for something that maybe it was then 5,000 or something. So people are in pains. So if the government don't want something like this to happen in Nigeria, they should put all hands on deck. Both the senators, the governors, the president, their advisors, the ministers, they should put all hands on deck to find a permanent solution to this insecurity, to this hunger that is happening, to this pain Nigerians are wallowing in. And then I feel once that is done, the matter of military regime, I don't think it will happen. But if it's not done, I'm scared that it might affect Nigeria. I'm scared. I'm really scared about it because me personally, I don't want military intervention in Nigeria. Because even now they are saying that the military, most people are saying, most Nigerians are saying the military should take over. They should restore. It's really not easy for militants to take over. Like, it means that you cannot even comment as you normally comment or talk about a particular government the way. As you even talking, they might just shut the place and all that. If it's military government, you understand? The rights which is based on citizens won't be there again.
Yeah.
Because once you say anything against the government or against the military government, it's over for you. So
what I know is that everybody wants a good government where
exactly.
they can practice their business freely, where they can get good education, good security. That's what everyone wants. That's what everyone
wants. But they can't achieve it. They can't achieve it with under the military rule. It's really not possible. Because these militaries, they're already trained, they are disciplined. And most civilians, they are not. If I should take you back to the military rule in Nigeria during the time of Yakubu Gowon, during the time of Obasanjo, during the time of Muhammad Buhari, yeah. Then I remember Muhammad, during the time of Muhammad, that was 1983 to 1985. He led a bloodless coup. He came into power, and then there was a policy he introduced, war against indiscipline. Once at times if you're passing, you see how people are just urinating on the public places. You dare not do that. You dare not do that. War again, like you don't do that, and you can't talk freely without being arrested. So it's really Nigerians should at least, even if they are clamoring for that military intervention, they should look back. They should go back to our history. They should look back at what is happening now. That thing that happened then, it's never, even people that were born during that time or that experienced military regime, they came out openly to say that it was never the best thing. And when Nigeria transitioned from military regime to civilian rule, it was widely accepted by people. Okay. You understand? It was exactly a lot of jubilation because a lot of people suffered during that time. Freedom of speech was limited. It was restricted, not just limited. Freedom of worship, freedom of movement. You can't just go anywhere because just you want to go there. Speech, you can't talk about a particular government just because you have mouth to talk. But democracy is still always the best, no matter what. That's the best form of government any country can practice. Military rule is not something that we Nigerians should be clamoring for. We're already in pains. We have a whole lot of things on our plate. So talking about military rule, I feel that shouldn't be the case. Because thinking that the militaries, they will come and save us, the militants are still there. They're still there. They should look, if they want to save us, they should look for the insecurity in terms of major countries, states in Nigeria that has been practicing. Exactly. Yeah. So I feel that military coup is still not an option to restore peace, stability in the country.
Thank you very much for that interesting contribution. All right, we move over to our next newspaper for today. We'll be looking at the Daily Independent. The Daily Independent is also leading with a story on the Gabon coup. Tinubu opens talks with AU leaders, others on way forward. France, China, Commonwealth, EU, others condemn overthrown. The Throne Bongo speaks, asks the international community to intervene. You can read that all up on page 29 of the newspaper. Tax default, Wike threatens actions against highly placed persons. That's on page 7 of the newspaper. Attacks on Imo citizens cannot stop your defeat, PDP tells Uzodinma. That's also on page 7 of the Daily Independent. You can read that up. Lagos Blue Rail Lines begins operations Monday. Sanwo-Olu slashes fare by 50%. Can read that up on page 6 of the newspaper. Tinubu, Makinde, mourns designer of Nigerian's flag, Pataiwo Akinkumi. That's also on page 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Reps uncover how NAGW spent 81.2 billion naira planting 21 million trees. That's on page 6 of the newspaper, and that's all we're taking on the Daily Independent newspaper. Of course, I would like you to share your thoughts on the story on page 7. Attacks on Imo citizens cannot stop your defeat, PDP tells Uzodinma. I think there have been a lot of insecurity lately,
especially in the
southeast parts,
especially of Imo State. Exactly.
There have been a lot on insecurity.
A whole lot.
A lot of people have been dying. So
even in a place, there is a place in Imo that you cannot go because you'll be very scared of your life. Even I remember my friend that did her wedding at her hometown, and it's the same, that particular place in Imo State. She didn't come easy because they told her that they don't want to attract unknown gunmen. You understand? And so the governor of Imo State, that's Governor Hope Uzodinma, has not been doing well as a governor.
Yes.
And imagine a governor that didn't even stay in his state. For you to see the level of insecurity in Imo State. He basically lived all his life in Abuja and controlling his office from Abuja, which is wrong. As a governor, you should make your state safe for people to.
That should be
at
your
least.
Top priority.
Exactly. This security in Imo State is on the increase, or it's on the rise. That if you are passing, if anyone is passing, maybe you are going to another state, maybe going from Anambra to River State, and you know definitely you must pass Imo State. Like you'll be very scared of maybe something. Yeah. And I'm asking, from Anambra, if you're going from Anambra, calm down. If you're going from Anambra to Imo State, the fact that there are a lot of checkpoints, and I'm asking, are these people?
Hey there, are you looking to record your videos, do your voiceovers, and take your professional pictures? Look no further. With our state-of-the-art newsroom, photography, kitchen for our food content creators, and exclusive children's studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Tharv Media give life to your dreams. Tharv Media, a slice of infotainment.
Welcome back. We'll be taking our last newspaper for today. We'll be looking at the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian is leading with a story. CBN, BDCS on collusion cost as FX black market premium widens. That's on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Private sector okays Tinubu's reform. 6 inputs in FG's 8-point agenda. You can read that up also on page 6 of the newspaper. FG promises completion of Lagos-Ibadan Express Road by mid-September. Let me take that again. FG promises completion of Lagos-Ibadan Expressway by mid-September. That's on page 7 of the newspaper. Police disrupt gay marriage, arrest 67 guests in Delta State. That's on page 8 of the newspaper. What's happening?
Seriously, it's quite
67 guests in Delta State. 67 gay suspects. Quite a number.
quite a number, my dear. Quite a number.
Alright, see on the newspaper, Red Pro panel denies bribery allegation, summons VCS. That's on page 5. Insecurity, Niger State proposes amnesty to bandits. And that's on page 30 of the Guardian newspaper. And that's all we're taking on this newspaper. Of course, I would like to go back to this gay marriage story. That's quite a number.
I wouldn't say it's funny though.
67 guests in Delta State. That's quite a number.
Seriously, and to think that that Nigeria has a very severe punishment against gay relationship and marriage. But to think that there are people who are actually hiding to do this is, I don't know, to me, I feel it's not fair.
They're doing a wedding this time.
I feel that
gay marriage.
Exactly. I feel that if you're in Rome, you should behave like a Roman. If you're in Nigeria, you should behave like a Nigerian. I'm not against any sexuality or something, but I feel that once you're in Nigeria, you should abide with the law governing every citizen in Nigeria. You understand? Because once you are being caught in gay relationship and marriage, you are being sentenced to 14 years imprisonment. And this thing, I feel we should look at the root of this. This gay, homosexual, this lesbianism stuff. I feel it should come from the background.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm coming from this background where the parents have a very important role to play in terms of this gay something. As a child, as you're growing up, most parents, okay, because of how busy you are, you don't teach your child, or you don't give them that home, that informal education you're supposed to before allowing them to go into the secondary school. And most of them, they learn this thing from their friends. It's not as if that they started it after they are born and all that. They learned it from people.
Yeah, it came from somewhere.
And it came from somewhere. And most schools should also play a very important role in curbing this gay marriage, gay relationship, gay whatever, sexuality. In terms of schools, most schools, they actually take it lightly. I remember the school I went to, they don't take it lightly. Once you are caught in the act, they are expelling you. But expelling the person, I feel that they should have done more.
Okay.
Expelling the person is not an ideal thing to do. I feel that the first thing, after expelling the person should be rehabilitated, something like that, or maybe advised, or maybe taken to counselor or something. Since Nigeria it's not bad to choose your sexuality. It's not really bad. But because most civilized countries, they are practicing something like a country like America. It's accepted. It's okay to them. But in Nigeria, it's not. So you as long as you're a Nigerian and you are living or residing in Nigeria, you must have to abide by the rules governing every citizen in Nigeria.
Like the controversial cross-dresser Bobrisky, he actually reacted to this whole thing.
It's really funny that he reacted, right?
It's a very funny thing. But he said they deserve it.
Okay.
Like, you are in a country where this is not accepted.
Accepted, exactly.
They went ahead to do a wedding. I don't know if they were aware, because some of them are not aware of the consequences of what they did.
They don't. 14 years imprisonment is waiting for most of them. And for the fact that I'm still not against gay, whatever. But as long as you're in Nigeria, make sure you abide by that rules. And if you're gay, or if you're practicing gay, whatever, don't put another child or another person's child under that bondage as a cover-up of your immoral acts.
Well, I think you're coming from another angle now.
Exactly, that's the angle I'm coming from. I'm going from this angle that if you are practicing gay, because most people, their husband are gay, they are homosexual, and they marry these ladies, they marry them as a cover-up of their own action, and most of them, they are crying in pain, they are wallowing in pain. I remember I saw something, I came across something on the internet where somebody was like, my biggest flaws is that my husband has not been touched by a man. And is that really, is that supposed to be a flex as a, like, to me, I feel that as a man, you shouldn't be engaging in this. Should that even be a flex as a woman for you to be saying such thing? But I really understand that person, because in a country, imagine in a country where people hide to commit such criminal acts, such immoral acts, which is being condemned by Nigerian government and the constitution. And this act was actually, it was enacted on in 2014. And I really understand, but for you to shackle someone's child is really unacceptable. If you want to practice your gay marriage or relationship, you should go to a country that practices it. And as I said, like I said, the state, the school, the parents have an important role in shaping and curbing this gay marriage, gay relationship. The school also have an important role, and the government also have an important role. So now, coming to this, what happened in Delta State, I feel that what the police did, they actually did well by arresting them, because they are causing a lot of nuisance to the ones growing up. Just imagine when a child come across this, what would they think? They'll think it's normal. They'll think it's normal.
In the video trending on social media, when the Delta State Police was parading the suspects, rather, most of them, speaking to correspondents, they denied being gay. Most of them, they said they were just cross-dressers. And we don't know how to peg something on them.
My dear, why would you even accept?
We have an anti-gay bill, but now these people are saying we just dressed up for entertainment purposes.
Okay.
I think it's about 2 of them that even admitted they were gay.
Seriously, a whole lot of things is happening. I really don't. I'm reserving my comments in this gay, issue, because I won't condemn the person just because I'm straight. I won't condemn someone. You understand?
Okay.
I'm trying to
be open-minded.
Open-minded here. You understand? And I don't want
to have made somebody have feelings
for the same. I'm just looking like, why you have the same thing as I have? What would be attractive?
People are of that opinion that was attractive.
What is attractive? Because we have the same thing as I have. So what is so special about your own that I have to be attracted to it? You understand? So I just feel I'm keeping an open mind in it, and I'm reserving some comments on it because I don't want to put myself in trouble.
I feel like we can't really choose who we love sometimes. Sometimes our hearts might go the other side.
Yes. It's quite crazy, though. It's quite crazy.
The point is that when something is not permitted in a particular place, you shouldn't do it, because it's you asking them, what can you do?
Exactly. You're right.
That's the case we are facing right now.
It's quite very funny. And to see that on that video, the man and the woman, the way they were dressed and all that, I like my own, like a man, and people are out there looking for husband, and these people are there getting married to themselves. Why? 67 men, and they're saying that there's scarcity of men, and these people are going into gay and into homosexual this relationship, and I'm feeling, whereas my fellow genders are in church praying for God to bless them with husband. Me, I'm praying, but to be blessed with a gay person, I can't.
All right, I think you should see that video.
It's very.
It's on our Twitter handle, tabtv_ng. So you can go out and check it out. Alright, that's where we draw our curtains for today. It was really an amazing time with you on the newspaper review. Okay. Where should I take from?
I think we'll be drawing the curtain for today.
What should I say?
So thank you for.
I was telling them about going to see.
Exactly.
Should I start from there?
No, you'll be drawing the curtain. What happened? Say you'll be drawing the curtain. Check it out.
Okay.
Start from the checking out. Come
Should I
out.
start? You should really go and check that video out. It's on our Twitter handle, tabtv_NG. Just check it out so you can get a pictorial image of what we are talking about. Alright, that's where we draw our curtains for today. It was a fun time with you on the newspaper review. Kosi, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, most welcome. I'm really glad to be here, seriously. I enjoyed myself, especially today's news. It's quite intriguing and I love it. I enjoyed myself and I enjoyed my time here too. So.
You too can also be a part of this conversation. Follow us on all our social media platforms. Very important. Like, subscribe, comment to our channel. Okay, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Till we meet again, same time, same station. Stay safe.
Stay safe.